So you're starting within your network and you're expanding. You're, and you expand. The more you expand, the more you're able to break into other countries. The more you're able to offer your services to other countries. Because now it will be easier for somebody to find you online when they search. Okay, who is Mary Seth that is telling me that she can? They can find your they can find maybe your personal site or something online. They can find a track record of all the things you say you have done, which makes it more easier for them to trust you. So for me, I continued earning my USD using WordPress. For you, it may be different. For you, maybe you're good at video editing. Maybe you're good at transcribing voice notes for people. The old people understand, young people understand. And this is what I tell people. You can speak your local language very well. Do you know you can make it as a polyglot? That's what it's called. People who translate softwares into languages, into their own languages. There are so many looking for translate their software into local languages, into Yoruba, into Akan. Akan is a Ghanaian language, right?
Yeah.
Into this local languages. So if you can speak your local language very well, do that as a follow. Even if you do it part time, eventually, if you see that it makes sense, then you make it into a full time job. So like the opportunities are just too much, and this is another thing that I noticed. A lot of people think that for you to work in tech, you have to be a programmer. I don't know where people get that notion from. It's not a very right notion. Like there are so many job descriptions out there. Yes, you don't need to see a company. For instance, my accountant, I think I've only met him once. All I need to do is to send the required documents to him, Abby, put it in cloud, let him have it and make use of it. So for me, I think the opportunities are endless. People just need to find, this is what I studied. How can I use technology to deliver a service to people out there? If you can find that, if you can find that loophole, you can find something that people need every day. Like the person who is offering the accounting service. For Christ's sake, I tried to create a profit and loss statement once, Jonathan. I think it was needed at the tax office. I went through hell that one week. If you see the way I was reading, at the long run, I gave up because I was like, I don't even know what I'm doing here. Because I was trying to create profit and loss statement of affairs. I'm like, what is all of this? So there are things that are small. I think a lot of people have is they want to earn a lot at work. Just wait into smaller chunks. So if I can offer a service at maybe 500 naira daily, if I can offer somebody at 500 naira daily, if I start building, if I start building my consumer list, if I sell to 10 people every day, that's 5,000 naira, isn't it? If I sell to 30 people in a month, something very small that you can offer to people online using the internet. If you can find that one thing, I always tell people, everybody knows something. Think small and then build on that and expand. That is not say that if you have a service you can offer for 100,000, you shouldn't offer it. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying the easiest way to build that consistent, if you want to be consistent, is for you to start small and expand on that, expand on that idea or that service you're offering.
Is it composed like if someone venturing into tech or wants to start earning money through technology, is it compulsory for the person to have a degree in computer science?
No, of course it's not compulsory. Like I told somebody yesterday, it doesn't matter what you went to school to study or what, if you're privileged to go to school to study, because what matters of your life afterwards. Because see, before we have this internet, it is now that a lot of people have access to it, to be able to take free courses online. Yes, we didn't have that before. Even it was there, but it wasn't as visible as it is right now.
Yeah.
Right now, you could go online place to take a front-end web development, for instance, and then I think for me, I think the reason why people may not be able to earn in, because if you think that you're going to take that course and immediately you can start practicing, then Of course, it won't work. Like I said, my first few sites, I was charging 10,000 naira for them. Why was I charging 10,000 naira for them? Because if you learn something and you're not practicing it, it's a waste. So if you're taking a front-end development course and you're not practicing, you're not building something with it, anything, even if it's a simple calculator, it's a waste. From building, you're learning. And when you're building, you cannot charge somebody the same amount you would charge somebody who has already learned will charge. Somebody who has, gone through maybe 3 years in that field, you people cannot charge the same amount. You will charge lesser because you're trying to learn and you're trying to show and do this. So I don't think anybody needs. Of course, it's good to have. If you, for instance, I had interns who just finished with me. They all study computer science, and I always tell them that I envy them because they have learned the theoretical aspects. Right? Me, I did not learn theoretical aspects. It's only the practical aspect that I learned online that I do. Them, they should be able to function better in that field. But it shouldn't restrict anyone from saying that they want to be a web developer. Free Code Camp is there. It is free to sign up. If you put in the time and take the course and finish the course, you would definitely be able to make something out of it. And this is what I keep telling people. When you're learning, make sure you are practicing. Make sure you're actually building something. And guess what? It's actually easy to practice because you can start with your own personal sites. Yes,
Yes.
no. You can start with your own personal site. Who goes will sell you domain for 1,000 naira? Q servers. They have hosting that is very small. I don't believe you want to put something heavy on your site or you want to be uploading. So you should be able to use under 5,000 naira for a year for domain and hosting. You can start building something for yourself or start learning. Start practicing what you're learning.
There's something I observe among, young people. Though they always want to find something very free. There's something that is free. They don't want to spend, like you said, about 5,000 naira. To some people, that 5,000 naira might be very huge. So is there any shortcut to, making it on internet? Is there any shortcut, like without spending, you
So
just...
there's nothing wrong in wanting to do it yourself. Absolutely nothing wrong in that. But be ready to commit yourself to the learnings that are ahead of you.
Mm-hmm.
Truthfully, not everybody has that 5,000 naira to be able to say that they want to pay. Let me give you an example. We see so many people selling courses online these days. And to be honest, when I see the course packages, I laugh because these are things that if you Google, you will find them. You will find the answers to what they are trying to teach you.
You're right.
Right? And these people will charge as much as 50,000 naira for these digital classes. I'm not saying some of them are very good. Some of them are very important for you, depending on what you're looking for. But majority of them, you spend 50,000 for something that you can learn on Google, something that you can learn. So there's no shortcut per se, but the shortcut would be for you to be ready to invest your time and your internet. When I was in the university, I prefer to use my money to buy time at the cyber cafe because then there was no personal computer, of course. Buy time at the cyber cafe than to use my money to eat. Matter of fact, I believe I used to spend like 80% of my pocket money on internet time at the cyber cafe than on food. So you have to be ready to make sacrifices. You have to be ready to. I tell people when I see them with smartphones, like, I hope that your smartphone is any money because I also find that a lot of our young people have smartphones. Now there are smartphones that are not so expensive that you can buy, and then you can actually use it to put it to good use. And you find them with this smartphone and they are still telling you they don't know where their life is headed or they don't know what exactly they want to do. And I'm like, okay, but that phone is in your hand and I'm sure you're buying data to chat with your friends, Abby, but you cannot use that phone to also Google. If you even just Google, how can I make 100 USD? At least you will get an idea.
Idea, yes.
And then you will start streamlining those ideas. Which one am I interested in? Another easy way that I have not mentioned is to contribute to an open source project. For me, I recommend that to anybody that wants to be visible online and actually make money online, and then hopefully maybe get employed by a remote firm or get employed and work from your house. It's one of the fastest ways for you to do that. Find any open source project. There are plenty. Mozilla has one. Creative Commons, WordPress is an open source project. So the other day on Twitter, I saw there was this thread, I'm sure you'd have seen it, about some people that said they were doing work for this developer and it wasn't paying them, right? And then, yeah, it was people were really upset and everybody was coming to complain about that person. Anyway, what I want to bring out is under one of the threads, one of those threads, some person commented and said, if we ask you to contribute to open source project now, you will not do so. You will say it's free work. Whereas you have been doing free work and somebody has been cheating you out of what they are supposed to get paid. I mean, it was a little bit very blunt, because other people were hurt by it. Like, you shouldn't say this here now. But let's face reality, please. It is actually almost pretty accurate. Instead of doing work for somebody that you're not sure will pay you or will probably pay you, if you are in the learning stage, be prepared to work, be prepared to do such work. People would use you, definitely. Even now, people still want to use me. They'll still tell me, Mary Shebi is just a one-page website now. Are you supposed to do this thing for me now? And I'll be like, so all those past 3-4 years that I spent learning, you're not paying for the one page, you're paying for my experience. That's why if I tell you to pay for 100K, don't argue with me, just pay it. Don't come and disturb my life here. But you get the picture. And the easiest way for you to actually be able to show your customers or people that want to work with you that you can do this thing is to find an open source project. That one, at least you know that you're volunteering, but at the same time, you're building your resume. For instance, in WordPress now, I always tell people, WordPress, they have a profiles.wordpress.org where you have a personal profile. I consider that personal profile like your resume. If you send that out, because if you're part of a team, it will be written there. Every activity you do, it will be there like a thread. So if you say that I've translated something to Yoruba language before, they can find it there. It won't be a case of maybe you're like, because it's there, it's open, people can find it. So there's really no shortcut, but there is a shortcut, and the shortcut is that be prepared to put in the time, be prepared to commit to learning. The first thing you'd have to do is learn how to get answers yourself. If you can do that, you're good. You'd find that it makes it much easier for you to do all the things that you want to do and for you to actually build a career for yourself online and get that consistent stream of income. Research is underrated, but very important.
So when you talk of WordPress in Nigeria, you are a known personality. And like WordPress is, in short, is a miracle to web developers. Because I can't imagine how you can build a standard or a basic website without using WordPress within a matter of days or weeks. So, like, I remember in the early 2000s, I was building all these HTML, CSS websites, and I think towards late 2000, the 2000s, I now have that encounter with WordPress. So, but now I still find many people, they still find it very difficult. Very difficult to use WordPress. Do you think is WordPress very difficult to use or to learn? Can I have your thoughts on that?
So as with any subject you are trying to learn, as with any subject, everything has a learning curve. Some are straightforward, some are steep, some are difficult, some are easy. Some are even easy at first and then they become difficult much later. Some are difficult and then they become easy. So as with any subject you're trying to learn, it has a learning curve. If you miss that learning curve and just dive right into it, you'd crash at it. You crash. So because that was what happened to me in 2012. When I saw it, I'm like, this one is, how am I supposed to build? I just want to put up a blog. I'm not interested in customizing anything or making anything. What is happening here? But then when I came back in 2015, after I had actually watched, like went through a full course on how to use WordPress, I understood the terminologies that were there. When I see categories, I know what they mean. When I see tags, I know what to do with it. When I see the featured image, I know what is for and why I should put what. When I see SAPs, I understand what that is, right? When I see permalinks, I know that, okay, yeah, I want to have a pretty permalink, then I should edit my permalink or change the structure. If you go through a course, any course, and there are free courses online. Yoast has one, WordPress for beginners. I'm pretty sure there are also some on other sites. And there's this new one that they're even starting, learn.wordpress.org, where you can find, they're trying to put up courses on how to use WordPress. I don't think it's difficult. For instance, see, it's like saying that I want to be a front-end web developer and you don't want to put in the time to actually, or you just believe that if you've done HTML and CSS, that's all. Look at the languages that keep evolving every day. You have to keep learning. So it may have a learning curve, but once you can understand the basic concepts, you're good to go. I don't see it as being difficult. It's pretty straightforward. You just need to know the basics.
Okay. Then I think you have shared enough, but before I let you go, let's talk about the internet generally. Let's just generalize it, because I know some of the people watching right now, they are not into web development or WordPress or fitting. But like now, like what we've said, when you started or when you made your first $100, it's not that you had a BS degree or you went to what they call it, you went to a business school to make that sum, no matter how small or little that was, or little it was then. So now for upcoming people searching on the internet to find what to do, I've made video that explain about Fiverr, Upwork, and the rest, how you can make platforms that you can make money from, even YouTube, how you can make money on YouTube. So what is your advice to young people? Now there's no job, and even those people that was working like last year, now because of this pandemic, at least many people have lost their jobs. So it's just like the unemployment field is now, congested. So even those people that doesn't have, those people that lack that experience, they find it difficult to compete with those people that had the experience that are now back on unemployment. So can you give a definite way someone can work out and be an entrepreneur on the internet? At least, I see it's like, as a Nigerian living in Nigeria, making $500 a month. If you work your way and start earning like average of $500 a month, is okay, at least for an average Nigerian youth. What do you say about it, and what's your advice to the youth?
So what I would say is, I would convert that your 500 to Naira, right? I would convert it to Naira. Let's bring it home. Like I said, for me, the first thing you want to do as a young person right now is to make sure that you're visible and you're known for something, right? You want to be an entrepreneur, no problem. Just make sure that you're visible and you're known for something. I would explain.
Okay.
So I have this lady who's also learning with me, and she's into different businesses. At the time, she was into styling like hair. At another time, she was into lingerie, that's female underwear, and at another time, she was into adire. And this is what I told her: you need to be known for something. If somebody calls me now and say, "Mary, do you know who sells the adire shorts?" I won't think about you straight away because I know you with like 10 things already. I would think of, who do I know that just does that does only adire? So I'm not saying it's bad to diversify, but when you are known for adire already, then it makes it much easier to say, okay, you know what? I want to add a type of customized slippers to whatever it is I'm selling. So you need to make yourself visible, make yourself known for something on the internet. Now we are saying on the internet. I'm not saying make yourself known offline, because a lot of people we meet. I believe, Jonathan, I've met you only. Okay, I think we've met more than once at Lagos WordPress
I don't
meetups.
think up to
But
the price.
I don't think up to, yes, exactly. That's my point. But if somebody tells me who talks about tech now and things like that, I would say, okay, Jonathan does that on his YouTube channel, or Olamide does that on my YouTube. You get my point.
Yes.
You need to make yourself known online, because, like it or not, the first thing most people pick up when they wake up today is their phone. They pick up their phone.
Yeah.
That's the first thing people pick up. Even Bible is on the phone. So you cannot tell me that why am I picking up my phone when I wake up? Because I may just be going into my Bible app, right? So you want to make yourself, you want to clean your social media accounts. And I see this a lot. You know, this time, there was a time Facebook introduced Facebook jobs.
Yeah.
They introduced Facebook jobs. So I said, let me try it out now for a personal assistant. Within an hour, I got up to 100 applications. Within a whole day, we're having like 300. Even me, I could not go through. I'm like, where am I going to start from? But I was checking each of them one by one. And do you know what I found? I found, is it, what's that word for something that is scanty? In fact, some people applied and their profile picture, they were shirtless.
Ah.
Some people applied and, but our people treat social media like it's a place to have fun. I stopped seeing social media as a place to have fun like long time ago. It is not. If somebody wants to employ you right now, you think they won't go through your social media profile. They will go through it. It needs to be clean. It needs to be straightforward. If I come to your social media bio, because it's usually short word, I should be able to tell straight away what you do. If I can't, it makes it difficult for me to connect with you, right? So you need to be visible. Clean up your social media accounts. Make them presentable. I'm not saying you shouldn't say what you like. People have said things that cost them a lot. So that's up to you to use your discretion. If you're saying something, make sure that you can stand by it anywhere. Even if you say it in
Even in
private.
the future, anytime in the future.
Yes, even if you say it in private, make sure that you can defend it in public when it gets up. Because now people will screenshot things and share. And then you'll be like, oh, so what? Make sure that you have a reason already in your head for sharing that, whatever it is you said. So make yourself visible online. It's not compulsory you have a personal website. Start with that, your Instagram handle, start with it. Instagram account. Start with it. Clean it up. Let people know what you do and what you stand for. If you offer accounting services, let people know. If you do data analysis, let people know. If you can teach maths, let people know. You know, if you're able to offer a service, like I said earlier, where you're selling your skills for 500 naira. If you sell to 5 people in a day, that is 2,500 naira.
Yeah.
In a month, you already have 80,000.